Hello and welcome to the Quiz Company's QUIZZYAIRE multiple choice quiz. Now the QUIZZYAIRE quiz lasts approximately 40 minutes, including the answers. If you would like to advertise on any of our quizzes or sponsor a quiz or even have a bespoke quiz made for you, please just drop us a line. You can message us via Facebook or contact us via email at info@thequizcompany.net. Make sure you have a paper and pen to hand. Alternatively, you can download the free answer sheets attached to this post or on the website at www.thequizcompany.net. Now for this particular quiz, all you need to do is answer all the questions in order. If you get one wrong, your score resets to 0 and you carry on. Each time you get a wrong answer, your score will again reset to 0 and you carry on as before. Your longest highest scoring run will be the one you use for your total score. So if you're all set to go,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Question number 1. The River Thames runs through which European capital city? Is it A. Lithuania, B. Lisbon, C. Luxembourg or D. London? A. Lithuania, B. Lisbon, C. Luxembourg or D. London? Question number 2. What are the 5 colours of the Olympic rings? A. Blue, orange, black, green and red. B. Blue, yellow, black, green and red. C. Pink, yellow, black, green and red. Or D. Blue, purple, black, green and red. What are the 5 colours of the Olympic rings? Number 3. At 8,849 metres, what is the tallest mountain in the world? A. Mount Everest, B. K2, C. Kangchenjunga or D. Ben Nevis? At 8,849 metres, what is the tallest mountain in the world? A, B or C or D? Question number 4. What company is also the name of one of the longest rivers in the world? A. Cadbury, B. thequizcompany.net, C. Lego or D. Amazon? What company is also the name of one of the longest rivers in the world? A. Cadbury, B. thequizcompany.net, C. Lego or D. Amazon? Number 5. What is the name of the talking snowman in Disney's Frozen? Is it A. Onslow, B. Orinoco, C. Olaf or D. Bob? What is the name of the talking snowman in Disney's Frozen? A. Onslow, B. Orinoco, C. Olaf or D. Bob? Number 6. Next, which Frankie Goes to Hollywood song was banned by the BBC? A. Hit Me Baby One More Time, B. Relax, C. Two Tribes, D. Wannabe? Which Frankie Goes to Hollywood song was banned by the BBC? A. Hit Me Baby One More Time, B. Relax, C. Two Tribes or D. Wannabe? 7. Who discovered penicillin? Was it A. Alexander Fleming, B. Ian Fleming, C. Bob Fleming, or D. my mate John? That's number 7. Who discovered penicillin? A. Alexander Fleming, B. Ian Fleming, C. Bob Fleming, or D. my mate John? At number 8, a DNA molecule is described as being what shape? A. Oblong, B. Wibbly wobbly, C. Circular, or D. A double helix? A DNA molecule is described as being what shape? A. Oblong, B. Wibbly wobbly, C. Circular, or D. A double helix? Question number 9. What is Japanese sake made from? What is Japanese sake made from? A. Potatoes, B. Cabbage, C. Rice, or D. Grapes? That's number 9. A. Potatoes, B. Cabbage, C. Rice, or D. Grapes? Number 10 next. Players numbered 9 to 15 are called backs in which sport? A. Rugby union, B. Ping pong, C. American football, or D. Aussie rules football? Players numbered 9 to 15 are called backs in which sport? A. Rugby union, B. Ping pong, C. American football, or D. Aussie rules football? Next is 11. Colonel Sanders' secret recipe for KFC seasoning purportedly contains how many herbs and spices? Is it A. 1 and a bit, B. 57, C. 11, or D. 5? A. 1 and a bit, B. 57, C. 11, or D. 5? Question number 12. According to the movies, who likes his martini shaken, not stirred? Is it A. Harry Potter, B. James Bond, C. Captain James T. Kirk, or D. Gary Eggsy Unwin? A. Harry Potter, B. James Bond, C. Captain James T. Kirk, or D. Gary Eggsy Unwin? According to the movies, who likes his martini shaken, not stirred? Number 12. "13. What is the name of this spaceship from the movie Alien? Is it A. Enterprise, B. Apollo 13, C. Nostromo, or D. Firefly? 13. What is the name of this spaceship from the movie Alien? Is it A. Enterprise, B. Apollo 13, C. Nostromo, or D. Firefly? Number 14. In which 2008 movie does Will Smith play an alcoholic superhero? A. Hancock, B. Lowry, C. Deadshot, or D. Wild Wild West? In which 2008 movie does Will Smith play an alcoholic superhero? A. Hancock, B. Lowry, C. Deadshot, D. Wild Wild West? Number 14. Number 15. Who painted the ceiling and the west wall behind the altar at the Sistine Chapel? A. Raphael, B. Michelangelo, C. Leonardo da Vinci, or D. Banksy? It's number 15. A. Raphael, B. Michelangelo, C. Leonardo da Vinci, or D. Banksy? "16. Next, on an English Cluedo board, which room is linked to the study by a secret passage? Is it A. the billiard room, B. the conservatory, C. the study, or D. the kitchen? It's number 16. On an English Cluedo board, which room is linked to the study by a secret passage? 17. Of the 50 states of the United States of America, which is the smallest by area? Is it A, Utah, B, Maine, C, Rhode Island, or D, California? A, Utah, B, Maine, C, Rhode Island, or D, California? Number 17. Question number 18. In Norse mythology, where was the home of the gods? Was it A, Atlantis, B, Hogsmeade, C, Rivendell, or D, Asgard? A, Atlantis, B, Hogsmeade, C, Rivendell, or D, Asgard? "19. Which girl group became the first group entry to win the X Factor in 2011? A, Little Mix, B, Destiny's Child, C, Eternal, or D, the Spice Girls? Number 19. Which girl group became the first group entry to win the X Factor in 2011? A, Little Mix, B, Destiny's Child, C, Eternal, or D, the Spice Girls? "20 is next. Phobos and Deimos are the two moons of which planet? A, Mars, B, Jupiter, C, Saturn, or D, Neptune? Phobos and Deimos are the two moons of which planet? A, Mars, B, Jupiter, C, Saturn, or D, Neptune? That's number 20. "21. What is the name of this ship's computer in the TV series Red Dwarf? Is it A, Dave, B, Hal, C, Holly, or D, Talkie Toaster? What is the name of the ship's computer in the TV series Red Dwarf? A, Dave, B, Hal, C, Holly, D, Talkie Toaster? Number 22. In the book Peter Pan, what did the crocodile swallow? A, Peter, B, a hook, C, a watch, or D, an alarm clock? In the Peter Pan book, what did the crocodile swallow? A, Peter, B, a hook, C, a watch, or D, an alarm clock? Number 22. "23. What past advert gave introduction to the phrase "What's up"? Was it A, Budweiser, B, Interflora, C, Heineken, or D, the Labour Party? A, Budweiser, Interflora, C, Heineken, D, the Labour Party? At 24, what is the Central Criminal Court in London better known as? A, the Pentagon, B, the Old Bailey, C, Crown Court, or D, the Old Nick? A, the Pentagon, B, the Old Bailey, C, Crown Court, or D, the Old Nick? It's number 24. Next at 25, what C, that's C for Charlie, describes a small bouquet of flowers worn on a woman's dress or around her wrist for a formal occasion? A, corsage, B, concierge, C, chrysalis, or D, corsage? What C, that's C for Charlie, describes a small bouquet of flowers worn on a woman's dress or around her wrist for a formal occasion? 26. What was broken for the first time on May the 6th, 1954 in Oxford, England? A, wind, B, the town crier's bell, C, the university clock, or D, the 4-minute mile? A, wind, B, the town crier's bell, C, university clock, or D, the 4-minute mile? Number 26. 27. Tauntauns, Ugnaughts, Bomar monks, Minocs, Skarlaks and Drubaks are all examples of what? A. Tibetan religious sects, B. Star Wars creatures, C. Aussie rules football teams, or D. muscles of the human body. A. Tibetan religious sects, B. Star Wars creatures, C. Aussie rules football teams, or D. muscles of the human body. 28. What is the name of the national police force in Italy? A. Langostine, B. Cabinieri, C. Buonanotte, or D. Passiere. 28. What is the name of the national police force in Italy? A. Langostine, B. Cabinieri, C. Buonanotte, or D. Passiere. At 29, who composed the 1890 opera Prince Igor? Who composed the 1890 opera Prince Igor? A. Giacomo Puccini, B. Alexandra Borodin, C. Richard Wagner, or D. Grigory Rasputin. A. Giacomo Puccini, B. Alexandra Borodin, C. Richard Wagner, or D. Grigory Rasputin. In the game of snooker, at number 30, how many points are awarded for potting the green ball? A. 2, B. 3, C. 4, or D. 5. Number 30, in the game of snooker, how many points are awarded for potting the green ball? A. 2, B. 3, C. 4, D. 5. Number 31, in the Weather Girls song, about what time does it start raining men? A. 10:30, B. I don't know when, C. at 8 again, or D. 5 minutes after then. A. 10:30, B. I don't know when, C. at 8 again, or D. 5 minutes after then. The Simpsons make an appearance at 32. Which of the following is not a Simpsons character? A. Kent Brockman, B. Radioactive Man, C. Leroy Leonard, or D. Bob Flanders. A. Kent Brockman, B. Radioactive Man, C. Leroy Leonard, or D. Bob Flanders. (33) Jimmy Donaldson is better known by what YouTuber name? A. PewDiePie, B. T-Series, or C. Mr. Beast, D. Dickwad. Jimmy Donaldson is better known by what YouTuber name? A. PewDiePie, B. T-Series, C. Mr. Beast, or D. Dickwad. That's 33. 34. Which Greek is known as the father of modern medicine? Which Greek is known as the father of modern medicine? A. Hippocrates, B. Aristotle, C. Aristocrates, or D. Hippocrates. Number 35. Who played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series of movies? A. Emma Stone, B. Emma Kenny, C. Emma Roberts, or D. Emma Watson. A. Emma Stone, B. Emma Kenny, C. Emma Roberts, or D. Emma Watson. Number 36. Which zodiac sign is represented by a fish? A. Libra, B. Aquarius, C. Pisces, or D. Sagittarius. A. Libra, B. Aquarius, C. Pisces, or D. Sagittarius. Number 36. 37. In Greek mythology, what was the name of the Gorgon who had snakes in place of hair? A. Scary Spice, B. Medusa, C. Minerva, or D. Minotaur? A. Scary Spice, B. Medusa, C. Minerva, or D. Minotaur? In Greek mythology, what was the name of the Gorgon who had snakes in place of hair? 37. 38. What was the name of the family who founded International Rescue in television's Thunderbirds? A. Tempest, B. McLean, C. Anderson, or D. Tracy? A. Tempest, B. McLean, C. Anderson, or D. Tracy? 38. 39. What type of fish is used in making Worcestershire sauce? A. Anchovies, B. Roe, C. Salmon, or D. Mackerel? Number 39. What type of fish is used in making Worcestershire sauce? A. Anchovies, B. Roe, C. Salmon, D. Mackerel? 40. Released in 1992, what is the name of Take That's debut album? What is the name of Take That's debut album? A. Take That, B. Nobody Else, C. Take That and Party, or D. Everything Changes? On to 41. A Chilean territory and a remote volcanic island in Polynesia. Its native name is Rapa Nui, but is better known as A. Christmas Island, B. Easter Island, C. Valentine's Island, or D. the Virgin Islands? A. Christmas Island, B. Easter Island, C. Valentine's Island, or D. the Virgin Islands? 42. What is the collective term for a group of lemurs? Is it A. a conspiracy, B. a stare, C. a gaze, or D. a leper? A. a conspiracy, B. a stare, C. a gaze, or D. a leper? Question number 42. 43. Which British Football League team play their home games in New York? Is it A. Mansfield Town, B. Rotherham United, C. Fleetwood Town, or Preston North End? At D. A. Mansfield Town, B. Rotherham United, C. Fleetwood Town, or D. Preston North End? 44. American singer, songwriter, and musician, was best known as the lead vocalist of the band Linkin Park. A. Chester Field, B. Chester Bennington, C. Chester Drawers, or C. Chester Bedford? A. Chester Field, B. Chester Bennington, C. Chester Drawers, or D. Chester Bedford? 45. Who succeeded John Major as the leader of the UK Conservative Party? Who succeeded John Major as the leader of the UK Conservative Party? A. Michael Howard, B. David Cameron, C. Ian Duncan Smith, or D. William Hague? It's number 45. A. Michael Howard, B. David Cameron, C. Ian Duncan Smith, or D. William Hague? 46. Anime is a film animation originating in which country? A. Japan, B. China, C. Thailand, or D. Ireland? Anime is a film animation originating in which country? A. Japan, B. China, C. Thailand, or D. Ireland? That's 46. 47. During World War II, what did the local defence volunteers later become known as? A. Dad's Army, B. the Home Guard, C. Salvation Army, or D. New Model Army? During World War II, what did the local defence volunteers later become known as? A. Dad's Army, B. the Home Guard, C. Salvation Army, or D. New Model Army? Number 48. Roy Lichtenstein belonged to which artistic school? Roy Lichtenstein belonged to which artistic school? Number 48. A. Impressionism, B. Mannerism, C. Cubism, or D. Pop art? A. Impressionism, B. Mannerism, C. Cubism, or D. Pop art? "49. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for," is a quote by which deceased musician? A. John Lennon, B. David Bowie, C. Bob Marley, or D. Kurt Cobain? A. John Lennon, B. David Bowie, C. Bob Marley, or D. Kurt Cobain? And finally, number 50. Mushu, in the 1998 Disney film Mulan, is voiced by which actor? A. Matthew Broderick, B. Eddie Murphy, C. John Travolta, or D. Robin Williams? Mushu, in the 1998 film Mulan, is voiced by which actor? A. Matthew Broderick, B. Eddie Murphy, C. John Travolta, or D. Robin Williams? So that's the end of the questions. Now we're going to give you a couple of seconds just to get yourselves together, compose yourselves, and get ready for the answers. Make sure you have your pen at the ready. Just to remind you, you needed to answer all the questions in order. If you got one wrong, your score would reset to 0 and you carry on, resetting to 0 each time you get a wrong answer. It's your highest scoring run that is the one that counts, and that will be the one that will be your top score for the quiz. So good luck with all of that. And it's a point per question. So here we go. Time for your answers. Number 1. The River Thames runs through D. London. D. London. Number 2. The 5 colours of the Olympic rings. B. Blue, yellow, black, green and red. That's B. Blue, yellow, black, green and red. Question number 3. The answer is Mount Everest. A. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. Number 4. The name of the company? D. Amazon. D. Amazon. It's also the name of one of the longest rivers in the world. Number 5. Disney's Frozen, the talking snowman was? C. Olaf. C. Olaf. Number 6. Which Frankie Goes to Hollywood song was banned by the BBC? B. Relax. B. Relax at 6. Seven. Who discovered penicillin? Who discovered penicillin? Alexander Fleming is the answer. A. Alexander Fleming, number 7. Number 8. A DNA molecule is described as being D, a double helix. A double helix, D at 8. Number 9. Sake is made from sea rice. Sea rice, number 9. Number 10, the sport you're looking for is A, rugby union. A, rugby union at 10. Number 11, how many seasonings are there in a KFC? The answer is C11. C11 at question 11. Number 12, who was the movie Martini Man? B, James Bond. Of course, B, James Bond. The movie Alien, the spaceship at 13. The answer is C, Nostromo. Nostromo at C, number 13. Will Smith played an alcoholic superhero in A, Hancock. A, Hancock. Number 15, the painter of the Sistine Chapel was B, Michelangelo. B, Michelangelo. Number 16, an English Cluedo board. Which room linked the study to a secret passage? D, the kitchen. D, the kitchen at 16. Number 17, the smallest of the US states is C, Rhode Island. C, Rhode Island. Number 18, the home of the gods, of course, is Asgard. D. Asgard at D is the home of the gods. Number 18. Number 19, the girl group that was the first group entry to win the X Factor in 2011, A, Little Mix. A, Little Mix. Number 20, Phobos and Deimos are two moons of Mars. A, Mars. A is the answer to 20. "21. What is the name of this ship's computer in the TV series Red Dwarf? The answer for this one is C, Holly. C, Holly. Number 22. The crocodile swallowed an alarm clock, which is D. The crocodile swallowed an alarm clock. D at 22. Number 23, which advert gave us the phrase, "What's up?" Was A. Budweiser. A. Budweiser. "24. What is the Central Criminal Court in London better known as? B. The Old Bailey. B. The Old Bailey. The answer at 25. The small bouquet of flowers worn on a woman's dress or around her wrist for a formal occasion is D. A corsage. D. A corsage. "26. What was broken for the first time on May the 6th, 1954 in Oxford, England? D. The 4-minute mile. D. The 4-minute mile is your answer at 26. Number 27. All were examples of what? B. Star Wars creatures. B. Star Wars creatures, your answer at 27. What is the name of the national police force in Italy, was your question at 28. The answer is B. The Carabinieri. B. The Carabinieri. "29. B. Alexandra Borodin was the composer of the 1890 opera Prince Igor. B. Alexandra Borodin at 29. At 30, you will get B. 3 points. B. 3 points for potting the green ball in snooker. "31. The Weather Girls started singing about raining men at A. 10:30. A. 10:30. Number 32. Which of the following was not a Simpsons character? The answer D. Bob Flanders. D. Bob Flanders. Number 33. You were looking for a YouTuber name. The answer is C. Mr. Beast. C. Mr. Beast at 33. Number 34. The Greek known as the father of modern medicines is D. Hippocrates. Hippocrates is the answer at D. "35. Hermione Granger was played by D. Emma Watson. D. Emma Watson, number 35. Number 36. The zodiac sign represented by fish. C. Pisces. C. Pisces. Number 37, you were looking for the name of a gorgon who had snakes in place of her hair. The answer, B. Medusa. B. Medusa. Number 38, who founded International Rescue in television's Thunderbirds? The answer, D. Tracy. D. Tracy was the family name at 38. Number 39, Worcestershire sauce is made using A. Anchovies. A. Anchovies at 39. The first Take That album in 1992 at question number 40. The answer was C. Take That and Party. C. Take That and Party. '41. The Polynesian island known as Rapa Nui is also known as B. Easter Island. B. Easter Island. '42. Collective term for a group of lemurs is A. A conspiracy. A. A conspiracy is the collective term for a group of lemurs at 42. '43. Which British Football League team play their home in New York? It's actually the New York Stadium. The answer is B. Rotherham United. B. Rotherham United. '44. The lead singer of Linkin Park is B. Chester Bennington. B. Chester Bennington. '45. Who succeeded John Major as leader of the UK Conservative Party? C. Ian Duncan Smith. C. Ian Duncan Smith at 45. '46. Anime originates in A. Japan. A. Japan. 46. Number 47. The local defence volunteers later became known as B. The Home Guard. B. The Home Guard was the name for the local defence volunteers. '48. Which artistic school did Roy Lichtenstein belong to? D. Pop Art. D. Pop Art at 48. Number 49. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You must find the ones worth suffering for, was a quote by C. Bob Marley. C. Bob Marley. And finally, Mushu in the 1998 Disney film Mulan was voiced by which actor? Question number 50. The answer is B. Eddie Murphy. B. Eddie Murphy. So now add up your scores, remembering to reset to 0 each time you get a wrong answer. Once you've done that, take your longest and highest running score, and that will be your total for the quiz. Always interesting to hear how well you've got on. So if you'd like to drop us a line or leave a post, feel free. You can contact us at messages on Facebook if you wish. Alternatively, you can drop us an email at info@thequizcompany.net. You'll also note that on the Facebook page there are other free quizzes available in a similar sort of format, including 2020 Quiz of the Year, January 2021 quiz, the Friends quiz, and there's plenty of others you can browse around. You'll also find plenty of quizzes on the website at www.thequizcompany.net, including premium quizzes such as Harry Potter and a huge database of quiz questions and fun things to do. So that's it for the meantime. Please keep an eye out for future quizzes coming up on Facebook, also on the website. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining us. Please stay safe, and hopefully we'll be back together in the pub soon for a few pints and a quiz night. Take care. Bye for now.
That's all, folks.